Christmas Town starts tomorrow. It'll be open every evening this year. You can see the lights there are already up, but Jason, we are missing one big thing that you would usually see in Leavenworth this time of year. Where is all the snow?
They should be seeing some snow late Friday night, and Ellensburg might see some of that snow as well. And just outside of Yakima, the timing of it will be late Friday into Saturday. So you might wake up to a little bit of snow on the ground in Ellensburg. Also, rain coming to our areas with those cooler temperatures on the way. And we saw a bit of cooler temperatures today, but still pretty nice. Let's take a look outside our Legend Skycam network. We had another spectacular sundown just a couple minutes ago, so beautiful conditions today, and again, those winds much lighter, but we still have some push. Skywatch radar is 100% clear, even just a hint in the Puget Sound area. 50 degrees right now in the Tri-Cities, and winds are definitely taking a back seat in the Yakima area, 46. So way off where we were last night, but still a very nice day. Even cooler temperatures tomorrow. And again, I'll show you all the snow and rain on the way. My full forecast coming up.
Well, every year, dozens of Indigenous people disappear in the state of Washington. Most are teenagers. Many are victims of violence. Often these cases are not solved, or if they are, the answers come after years of pain for the families. Advocates say this is a complex problem that will take a lot of work to solve.
We have failed in a few ways to not take action on some of the things that that protect women and protect people.
There is an issue with communication, and it'll be up to the task force to really study that, to hear from folks, find out what exactly is going on, and then make those recommendations on how simple or complex the fix might be for that issue.
Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson created a task force this year to try and find solutions that will prevent these tragedies in the future. That task force held its very first meeting today, hearing from the people most impacted by these cases, the victims' loved ones who are looking for justice and healing. Cap KVU's Emily Goodell was at the Yakima Legends Casino Event Center for that meeting.
Dozens of family members of missing and murdered Indigenous people traveled from across the state today to share their stories with tribal representatives and state and local lawmakers at the first meeting of the statewide MMIW task force.
Each of these women's families were left to search and receive justice on their own, all the while wondering, is she warm? Is she fed? Is she alive?
But found they were speaking to an empty auditorium with task force members watching over Zoom.
So this event is really by and for the community, and just as the Attorney General for the people of the state of Washington, I just really want to express my deep appreciation for all that you do.
I mean, it's all us crying and pouring our little hearts out to everybody, but we need to have some vital answers about what's been done.
They shared stories about facing disinterest and disbelief from law enforcement, underreported cases, being invisible, and living in fear of becoming the next name on the list.
It's hard, it's heavy, and I don't wish this on anybody, not even the ones that took my sister's life.
These cases and murders are completely preventable. Indigenous victims and families are doing this on their own, putting aside their own healing, because if we don't bring up these names, no one will.
The task force plans to meet virtually again Friday to discuss today's testimony and their next steps.
As an Indigenous woman myself, it's hard to see those numbers, but we're going to make the world a safer place for Indigenous women, and that is the one thing we're going to focus on.
In Toppenish, Emily Goodell, Cap KVU, Local News.
Now, you can watch tomorrow's meeting online if you want to. The address is TVW. The task force is expected to provide a progress report coming up next August, and then a final report on their findings in June of 2023.
You're going to need to pack a mask anytime you're taking a train or a plane, at least until March. That extension, part of a 9-part plan President Biden announced today to continue fighting COVID-19. Most of the plan focuses on getting more people vaccinated and making at-home coronavirus tests available for free.
Thanks to our actions and the work of all of you, we now have at least 8 at-home testing options, and prices for those tests are coming down. But it still isn't good enough in my view. The bottom line, this winter, you'll be able to test for free in the comfort of your home and have some peace of mind.
The president says health insurance companies will be required to cover the costs of at-home tests, just like they have to cover the PCR tests you get at a clinic. If you don't have health insurance, he says there will be places to pick up free test kits. And that's already an option in Benton, Franklin, and Walla Walla counties. You can get free test kits delivered to your door thanks to the Say Yes COVID Test program. We have all the information to sign up on our website, yaktrinews.com. Well, one of the ways President Biden is hoping to get more people vaccinated is by sending out mobile clinics run by FEMA. Today, Governor Inslee announced one of those FEMA units is coming to Washington.
This is an all-family affair, and it's going to help get to some of our communities that have not had as much access as we would have liked. This adds to what has been an extraordinary effort to get vaccines out to people. We have supported at least 327 mobile clinics just since June. So this is continuing to add to our efforts to get vaccine to where people are.
FEMA's mobile clinic is set to arrive December 15th, and it's scheduled to begin work in King County.
Well, the Yakima Valley College will keep its walk-up COVID-19 test site on campus running at least through next spring. The test site is a partnership between YVC, Yakima Valley Memorial, and the University of Washington. UW extended their contract through June of 2022. COVID-19 numbers still high in Yakima County, with dozens of people testing positive every day and nearly 600 deaths recorded since the pandemic began. And we have new information tonight about the wider impact of COVID-19. The United Network for Organ Sharing says so far this year, 1 in 10 lung transplants have gone to people recovering from coronavirus. That's compared to about 1 in 50 late last year.
Their lungs develop pneumonia, and our center eventual scarring and may not be able to recover from that. All of our rescue transplants for COVID have been in people who were unvaccinated. It's clear to us that vaccination is the key to not having to perform a rescue transplant for someone.
Now, many hospitals are refusing to do any organ transplants for people who haven't gotten vaccinated. At the University of Washington, officials say they always require people to get up to date on vaccines before a transplant, since the process often leaves patients with a weakened immune system that needs all of the help it can get. Well, 2 horrific cases of infant abuse in the Tri-Cities in recent months has healthcare experts reminding new and experienced parents about the period of purple crying. Tonight, our Madeline Hagan tells us how a local hospital is preparing parents for this stage and how to cope with an inconsolable newborn.
The crying. The lack of sleep. Having an infant is no easy feat.
It's really, really challenging.
Around 2 to 3 weeks old, babies can go through the period of what's known as purple crying.
So what usually happens is the babies will cry a lot. They can be fed, they can be changed, they can be rocked, they can be held, and no matter what you do for them, they still cry.
And that never-ending crying has driven some parents or caretakers to their wits' end.
It can be a split moment of frustration, which means a lifetime of disabilities for a baby that has been shaken.
Carlson says it's important to make sure you've already met the baby's basic needs. And if that just doesn't help,
they can put the baby in a safe spot, they can lay them down in their crib, and they can take a breather. It's amazing what 5 minutes will do for like a new mom.
Carlson says they educate parents in Trios Birth Center about purple crying, and they also provide these hand-knit beanies as a reminder. They're from the Click for Babies campaign, some knit by people who've been directly affected by shaken baby syndrome.
You know, seeing that purple hat, it kind of relates to something they've hopefully heard in the hospital or learned, helps them connect those two things and realize that, you know, this is okay, this is normal, I need to take a minute, I need to take a breather, I need a break because I'm feeling frustrated.
Caretakers at Trios also want parents to be aware of signs of frustration, postpartum depression, and anxiety, because healthy babies and parents go hand in hand.
Feeling frustrated is normal. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad mom. They cannot manipulate and you cannot spoil a baby.
Now, if you'd like to help that cause, you can knit a beanie or booties for the Washington chapter of Click for Babies. If you're a parent or caretaker feeling overwhelmed with that baby's crying, help is available. You can call 1-800-4-A-CHILD for assistance.
Rent costs are soaring, and Spokane has seen some of the biggest increases in the entire state. That's changing the approach to a historic building downtown. The company that owns the Chancery building says they've tried for years to find a tenant or a buyer. Since that's not working, they're going to tear it down and build apartments instead.
We're here to build a building that's long-term, that's going to last and contribute to Spokane. Having a vacant building sitting here since 2019 does not benefit Spokane. It does not benefit everybody.
Now, the building might be a landmark, but it's not on the historic register, so there's nothing stopping Centennial from demolishing it. The city will, though, have to approve the new building's design.
I always hate to see those old buildings go.
Yeah, I grew up in Spokane. I know that building well. So
yeah, they don't build them like that now.
They certainly don't, but apartments are definitely needed.
That's true.
Also needed, let's take a look at our past conditions. No restrictions continue. That will most likely change late Friday night. All of that and some snow in our area as well. My full forecast coming up.
And still ahead on Cap KV Local News at 5. Remote work seems to be sticking around, but a recent study indicates trying to recreate those in-person meetings might actually be making things worse for your employees. We're talking about that next.
Hey guys.
Hey Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, US Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Growing up, I didn't get many breaks. Everything seemed to be harder for me. I'm starting a family now, so finding a good job was really important. That didn't make it any easier. Then someone told me about Goodwill's Employment Connection Center. It's free, one-on-one job search help that helps me get a job. I can't thank Goodwill enough.
Now I tell people, when you donate or shop at Goodwill, you're helping people, just like me.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
It's the grand opening of Soy 705 with the best Asian cuisine and a strong Thai influence that your mouth has ever tasted. Family-friendly lunch, dinner, and don't forget, late-night happy hour and live music on the weekends. If you're looking for amazing gourmet Asian food, including some old favorites by Mezzo Thai, get to Soy 705. Exciting new dishes served with local produce and wines, fresh squeezed juice, and a new cocktail menu for that special girls' night out with a fun atmosphere. You gotta try Soy 705 in the Parkway, Richland. Check them out on Facebook.
With 7 locations spanning 4 counties across central Washington, at Merit Resource Services, your road to recovery is within reach. Merit Resource Services, recovery for all.
Get that perfect clean air you seek at home. With a home comfort system from your local Lennox dealer, you can make your indoor air as clean as it can possibly be.
Feel more energized, healthier, and comfortable in your environment.
Welcome to the great indoors. Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Bruce Heating and Air today.
Oregon battles Utah, the Pac-12 championship, Friday on Cap KView.
Welcome back. Tonight, State Patrol is investigating the deadly crash involving 2 semi-trucks that shut down State Route 97 south of Toppenish for several hours this morning. State Patrol hasn't said how many people died in the crash. You can see they spent most of the day cleaning it up. They also haven't said exactly how it happened, but we will continue to update the story on our website, yaktrinews.com, as we learn more. Now, taking a live look tonight at our nation's capital, lawmakers in Congress once again pushing the deadline to keep the government running. The House voted just a couple of hours ago on a temporary budget extension, but it's unclear when or if the Senate will follow suit. Now, the last temporary budget extension, approved in September, expires tomorrow night. If Congress misses the deadline, we're facing a government shutdown just weeks before Christmas. And that's not the first time that's happened. You might remember the government shut down in late December of 2018, didn't reopen until late January of 2019. That's the longest shutdown in government history so far.
A new report released today says the number of people filing new applications for jobless benefits went up by 28,000. Last week's numbers were the lowest they had been in more than 50 years. Overall, unemployment applications have been falling pretty steadily over the course of the year. We'll get the latest job numbers tomorrow. They're expected to show more than 500,000 jobs created last month. And while many people are quitting to go somewhere better, many employers are hesitant to fire anyone because replacing them could be extremely difficult. Another sign of workers' bargaining position right now, Kellogg's just announced a tentative agreement to end a cereal plant strike that's been going on for nearly 2 months. The deal offers a 3% raise. John Deere workers, who also went on strike in October, returned to work for a 10% raise and improved benefits. And we're also tracking developing news. A Major League Baseball lockout began last night at 9 p.m. our time when the collective bargaining agreement between the league and the Players Association expired. It's the MLB's first lockout in more than 30 years, and it means trades and free agency deals are on hold until they can agree on a new contract.
Well, it looks like remote work is here to stay, and one way to keep people performing their best, maybe to actually turn off the cameras in virtual meetings. ABC's M. Nguyen has a closer look at that surprising study.
A recent study in the Journal of Psychology showed that allowing employees to turn their camera off during online meetings may lessen fatigue. Having the camera on can lead to distraction and effort spent trying to look presentable at all times instead of focusing on the topic at hand. Employees in the study spent 2 weeks on camera and 2 weeks off camera. They felt less fatigued at the end of workdays when the camera was off. Study authors suggested that employees with children at home, women, and newer employees may even be more affected by this tiring and distracting pressure to present their best selves. Employers may want to change camera requirements to optional to optimize their employees' focus and energy. I'm M. Nguyen, ABC News.
Well, check this out. Tri-Cities native Kayla Barron completed her first spacewalk today, replacing a broken antenna on the International Space Station. This was supposed to happen on Tuesday, but they had to postpone because of concerns about space debris. That antenna had been up there for about 20 years before it malfunctioned in September of this year. And one interesting piece of trivia here, Barron worked alongside astronaut Tom Marshburn, who is now the oldest person to ever conduct a spacewalk at age 61.
Now, Cap KVU First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. Nice conditions, lighter winds, but Saturday very early snow and rain, very likely. And Ellensburg looks like you get a little bit of the white stuff as we head into the weekend. So current look at the northwest, just a little bit of shower activity in the Olympic Peninsula, just the southern part of there, right to the west of Tacoma. Our area's free and clear, and we're looking to stay that way until we get to very late tomorrow night. I'll get to that in a bit. Current temperatures, cooler, but still very warm for this time of year. Some 50s and mid to upper 40s. We are going to be even cooler tomorrow and maybe recover a little bit of that heat on Saturday. But the winds, again, they're lighter. We're still seeing some double digits, but much lighter than they were last night. Look at this, nominal winds for Yakima and Tri-Cities. We do expect to see light winds until we get to Saturday when we'll see about 15 to 10 miles per hour, what we're already seeing along the blues. So here's the future cast. So very nice tomorrow. But look at this storm system building up in the Cascades and coming into our area. So very early. Now it looks like we could see, yes, some rain-snow mix in Ellensburg, but you should see some of the white stuff. And Yakima, you're just on the periphery, but it looks like more rain than snow. So we are expecting to see more snow into the mountains. So if you're doing a traveling very early, late Friday or early Saturday, do keep an eye out for conditions and for later on in the day. And also that rain will be coming into the Tri-Cities and the Blues, and then we'll see it just kind of flitter across out as we go into Saturday night. So do expect some shower activity early on Saturday. So overnight tonight, we are in the 30s still, just above that freezing level. So good news there. And as we move into our Friday, again, in the evening, very late, we could see that shower activity come in. But for tomorrow, mid to upper 40s. So cooler than it has been, and a big drop from where we were just yesterday with those record highs for December 1st, but still very nice. So more cloud coverage on your Saturday for the Tri-Cities, up to 43, but a cooling trend. Look at this, 42 for Sunday and Monday, and then we'll warm up to the mid to upper 40s in our next work week. So cool conditions on the way for Sunday and Monday. Goodness. In the Yakima region, 49 for Saturday, 41 on Sunday. Going to stay at 41 through Tuesday. 2 good chances of shower activity Wednesday and Monday morning. And for Ellensburg, Monday morning, you could see some light, very light snow falling as well. So it looks like snow is finally coming into our region on the first weekend of December. Pretty appropriate.
Well, those cooler temperatures arrive just in time because the City of Pasco's Winterfest tree lighting is happening tomorrow, Friday at 5:30 in Volunteer Park. Jason will be there live in our special 4:30 show, getting everyone ready. Then at 5:25, he'll be live on Facebook and Cap KVU Plus for the big tree lighting and have full coverage on Cap KVU Local News prime time after Oregon battles Utah for the Pac-12 championship. That game is live Friday at 5 right here on Cap KVU. You can go to PascoParksandRec.com for complete information about Pasco's Winterfest, sponsored by STCU. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Northwest.
Because you need to know before you go.